Hello dear students, welcome to Konar classes. Today we are going to discuss in continuation of our previous session, that is geometric progression. This is second part. So I will suggest you to please look into the first part of session 2 of geometric progression, okay, and then look into this one. So the first thing what we are going to do is that we will solve two questions. The first one is that, so let me take it from the notebook, that find the sum of the sequence, find the sum of the sequence, and the sequence is given as 7, 7, 7, 777, 7777, in that way it goes to n terms, okay, and we need to find the sum of this sequence. That means what, dear students, that if we consider that S be the sum or Sn up to the n terms, we can write Sn is equal to 7 plus 77 plus 777, and in that way it continues to n terms, correct? Now if you look at it, this is not in geometric progression because the ratio of 77 and 7 is not equal to the ratio of 777 and 77. This is also not in arithmetic progression. Why? Because 77 minus 7 is not equal to 777 minus 77. So this series is neither in arithmetic progression nor in geometric progression. Then how to proceed? There is a special technique, and that you need to apply. So please learn this technique and you need to apply this in the relevant question. So what we are going to write here, dear students, so that we are going to write here 7 by 9. Then what we are going to get? If we take 7 common, then it become 1 plus 1 1 plus 1 1 1 plus up to n terms. So then we divide it by 9. So then here we will get 9 plus 99 plus 999. In that way it will continue to n terms. Correct, dear students? Okay. Now why you have written like this? There is a reason. The reason is that 9 we can express as, so from here we can write 7 by 9, that 9 we can express as 10 minus 1, 99 we can express as 100 minus 1, okay, 999 we can express as 1000 minus 1, okay, and in that way it goes up to n terms. Correct? Now these 10, 100, 1000 and so on up to n terms, they are in geometric progression with first term as 10 and common ratio is also as 10. So what we can write? So from here we can write this is equal to 7 by 9. First we can write that 10 plus 100 plus 1000, and in that way to n terms, correct? Then minus what we get, 1 plus 1 plus 1, in that way up to n terms. So what we write here, 1 plus 1 plus 1, in that way to n terms. Okay. So now let's look into this particular sequence, that 10 plus 100 plus 1000 up to n terms. As I was telling that this particular series is in geometric progression with first term as 10 and common ratio as 10. Then what is that that summation up to the first n terms? So the common ratio is 10, which is greater than 1, so we are going to apply this formula, that is A, that is 10 into r to the power n, that means 10 to the power n minus 1 divided by 10 minus 1. 10 minus 1 is 9. Correct? Minus what we are going to get is that n, because 1 plus 1 plus 1 up to n terms is that n. Correct, dear students? So what we get? We get that sum of this given sequence is 7 by 9 into 10 to the power n minus 1 by 9 minus n. Okay, so now let's proceed to the next question. Okay, the question number 2 here. Okay, so let me write down the question and you also write along with me and start solving with me as well. Okay, so question number 2. A person has two parents. A person has two parents eight grandparents then two parents, 4 grandparents, then 8 great grandparents, and so on, and so on. Find the number of his ancestors during the 10 generations during the 10 generations preceding his own. Okay. So if we look into this question, that a person has two parents, so let me write it down. So first one is two parents, then 4 grandparents, then 8 great grandparents, and so on. That means what? The sequence what we see, dear students, is in geometric progression with first term as 2 and common ratio as 2. 4 by 2, 2, 8 by 4, that is also 2. We need to find the number of his ancestors during the 10 generations preceding his own. That means if I am the human being preceding myself, what will be the number of the ancestors during the 10 generations? That means what? We need to find the sum of this geometric progression up to 10 terms, in which we get the first term as 2 and common ratio that is also equal to 2. So as common ratio 2 is greater than 1, the formula we are going to use is that a into r to the power 10 minus 1 divided by r minus 1. And dear students, in context to our question, the value of a is 2 and r is also 2. So from here what we get, the value of S10 is equal to 2 into 2 to the power 10 minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1. So that is 1. So from here what we get, the value of S10 is equal to 2 into 2 to the power 10 minus 1. And if I compute the value, dear students, the 2 to the power 10 minus 1, that 2 into 2 to the power 10 minus 1, that will become 2046. Okay. So like this, there are many problems in the online test platform at konarclasses.com. Please appear those problems. So now I am going to discuss the geometric mean. Okay, so let us understand what is geometric mean. If you recall that when we discussed that arithmetic progression, we discussed about arithmetic mean. In the similar manner, okay, here in context of the geometric progression, there is a concept of geometric mean. So let us understand what is geometric mean. Dear students, if I give you the two numbers, okay, the two numbers is A and B, can we say that they are in geometric progression? We cannot have the third term, so we cannot verify the common ratio. We can say yes, they are in geometric progression, that is B by A is the common ratio and A is the first term. But as there is no third term, we really cannot validate that in the other terms, okay, and we cannot really confidently say that they are in geometric progression or not. In that way, we can say these two numbers are always in arithmetic progression also, with first term as A and common difference as B minus A. And these two terms are also in geometric progression. The first term is A and common ratio is B by A. Now, if we introduce a third term here, okay, so we are going to introduce a third term here, suppose G, in such a manner that A, G, B will be in geometric progression. Then we can say that G is the geometric mean between A and B. So now, as we are considering that A, G and B are in geometric progression, then what we can say? The ratio between G and A should be equal to the ratio between B and G. Correct? So from here what we get? From here we get that G square is equal to A into B. That implies what, dear students? That G is equal to plus minus square root of A into B, but we are considering only the positive square root. So G is equal to square root of A into B. This is the geometric mean between A and B. Okay? So is the geometric mean between A and B. That means what, dear students? So we get the numbers as, if I use a different color, we get the numbers as A square root of A into B and B. Now these three numbers are in geometric progression. Now the point is that like arithmetic mean, if you recall that between two numbers we found we can insert any number of arithmetic means, and after inserting we can find how we can find those arithmetic means. In the similar manner, between two numbers A and B we can have n number of geometric means. Actually geometric means are denoted by G, G1, G2, G3 like this. So that's why I by mistake I started telling G. Okay, so what I'm saying, dear students, so suppose we have two numbers A and B. Okay. Okay, so let me write it down here, that we have two numbers. One number is A and another number is B. Between A and B, we are going to insert n geometric means. That means what? That we are writing those geometric means as G1, then G2, then G3. In that way, it will continue up to Gn, and then we get the number B, and also after A, it is G1. So that means, dear students, what? There are n geometric means between A and B, and those geometric means are denoted by G1, G2. It should be G2, G1, G2, G3, and so on up to Gn. Now, what we are going to find? We are going to find that how to find that any geometric mean. Suppose in between there is a geometric mean called Gk. That is a kth geometric mean. Suppose. Okay, and after that also it continues. We need to find that we are going to find the kth geometric mean, that is Gk. How to find it out? So, dear students, if we see that first term, what is the first term here? The first term is A, and let us assume the common ratio of this geometric progression. Okay, once we insert all these n geometric means, then this become a geometric progression, na? So that for that geometric progression, let's assume R be the common ratio. Then what is B, dear students? B is the n plus 2th term of this geometric progression, right? So what is B? B is equal to n plus 2th term, n plus 2th term of the geometric progression Gp. Now how to find it out? We know that nth term is what? A into R power n minus 1. So in this case what it will be? So B should be equal to A into R power n plus 2 minus 1. So if I write here n plus 2 minus 1, that is the way we can find the n plus 2th term. So from here what we get, dear students? From here we get B is equal to A into R power n plus 1. Okay. Now what is our purpose first? Our first purpose is to find the value of R in terms of A, B and N. Why? Because A we are aware of, R we are not aware of. So R is our assumption as a common ratio. So it is our first task to find the value of R in terms of A, B and N. Then what we get, dear students? So from here we get that R to the power n plus 1 is equal to A by B. So from here we get what? R is equal to A by B power 1 by n plus 1, that is n plus 1th power of A by B. So that is the value of R. The moment we find the value of R, okay, so let me mark the value of R. So R is equal to A by B, this should be B by A. It should be B by A. So R to the power n plus 1 should be B by A. So here it will be B and here it will be A. B by A power 1 by n plus 1, correct? So now, dear students, so what I was telling is that as we found the value of R in terms of A, B and N, now it is very easy to find the value of G1. So let's see how we can find the value of G1, that is the first geometric mean. G1 is nothing but A into R. A into R. What is R? A into B by A power 1 by n plus 1. A into B by A power 1 by n plus 1. Correct? What will be the value of G2? That is the second geometric mean. So it is A into R to the power 2. That means A into B by A power 2 by n plus 1. A into B by A power 2 by n plus 1. In the next one we can find the third geometric mean, that is G3. So that will be what? A into r to the power 3, na? A into r to the power 3, G3, that is equal to A into B by A power 3 by n plus 1. So that is equal to A into B by A power 3 by n plus 1. In that way we can continue and we can find the kth geometric mean. So what is the kth geometric mean? Gk. That is denoted by Gk, that is A into B by A power k by n plus 1. That is the kth geometric mean. And again you can proceed and you can find the nth geometric mean, that is Gn, that is A into B by A power n by n plus 1. Correct, dear students? So most important is that the kth geometric mean, so that we can apply the value of k from 1 to n and we get all these geometric means. Okay. Now here I would like to tell you one important point, dear students, is that when we discuss about that arithmetic means, there was no restrictions on the values of a and b. There a can be positive, b can be negative, a can be negative, b can be positive, both can be positive, both can be negative. But in case of geometric mean, either both the numbers a and b has to be both are positive or both has to be negative. Why so? If one is positive and other is negative, then what will happen, dear students? So b by a will become negative. So negative power, some number, that will leads to the complex numbers. So to avoid that one, what we consider both are positive, which is the most maximum number of cases we do, or both are negative. So as I was telling, that in most of the cases when we find the geometric means, we consider both the numbers are positive. Now dear students, let's solve a question, okay, on geometric mean. So so let me write down the question, dear students. So let it be there so that we can use that how to find the geometric means. Here you know that a is the first term and b is the last term, correct, and n is the number of terms in between a and b. So here is the question. The question is that insert three geometric, yes, okay, let me write it down, the question. Okay, so this is the third question in today's session. Insert three numbers. Insert three numbers between 1 and 256, so that the resulting sequence is a GP. So that the resulting sequence is a GP. So that means what? If we look into this particular question, that we have a number 1 here and another number is 256 here, and between 1 and 256 we need to insert three numbers. Okay, so suppose the numbers are something like this, that G1, G2, G3, such that the resulting sequence, that means 1, G1, G2, here it is G2, 1, G1, G2, G3 and 256, they are in geometric progression. The same question can be given as that insert three geometric means between 1 and 256. The same question can be given in that manner as well. So let me write these two properly. Okay, so how to proceed, dear students, here? The way we can proceed is that dear students, is that what is the value of A here? The value of A is 1. What is the value of B? The value of B is equal to 256. Fine. So what we need to first find, and the value of n is equal to 3, because we need to insert 3 geometric means. The moment we know the value of A, B and n, then we can compute the value of B by A power 1 by n plus 1. So what is the value of B by A power 1 by n plus 1? That means that is equal to B by A means 256 by 1. 256 by 1 means 256 power 1 by n plus 1. N is 3, so that means it is power 1 by 4. So if you see, dear students, that 256 power 1 by 4, that we can write it as 4, correct? Okay, because it is 4 power 4, power 1 by 4, so 4. Now, dear students, so what we can do is that as we get the value of B by A power 1 by n plus 1 is equal to 4, how we can find the value of G1? So we can find the value of G1. G1 is equal to A into, A is what? A is 1. 1 into B by A power 1 by n plus 1, that is 4. So 1 into 4, that is equal to 4. Correct? Now what is the value of G2? The value of G2 is equal to, what we can write, 1 into that B by A power 2 by n plus 1, that means 4 to the power 2. 4 to the power 2, because B by A power 1 by n plus 1 is 4, so 2 by n plus 1 should be 4 square, that is equal to 16. What is the value of G3? The value of G3 we can write is that A into B by A power 3 by n plus 1, that means 4 to the power 3, that is equal to what we get, 64. So the numbers what we get here is that 1, then instead of G1 we can write 4, instead of G2 we can write 16, instead of G3 we can write 64. So we get the numbers 1, 4, 16, 64 and 256. These are the geometric means, that is 4, 16, 64. Now, dear students, another way also you can look into it. Okay, how that when we write 256 power 1 by 4, that the same thing we can write in that one value we get it as that is equal to, we get this is equal to 4, right? Another one we can say is that you can write this 256 as a minus 4 power 4 power 1 by 4, correct? So that will give you the result that is equal to minus 4, correct? In that way also you can proceed, but we will be confined only with the positive values. Okay, all right, dear students. So now we are going to discuss the next point. Next topic is that that relationship between arithmetic means and geometric means. Okay. So the point what we are going to discuss, dear students, is that the relationship between arithmetic mean and geometric mean. That relationship between arithmetic mean, that is AM, and geometric means, that is GM. Okay, so let's see. So dear students, let us find the two numbers as A and B. Okay, what are the numbers we get? One number is A and the other number is B. So now what is the arithmetic mean between that A and B? So arithmetic mean, what we get, AM that is equal to a plus b divided by 2. And what is the geometric mean? Geometric mean is the square root of a into b. Correct, dear students? So this is arithmetic mean and geometric mean. What we are going to find a relationship between these two. Okay. So how we can write that? We find that arithmetic mean minus geometric mean. So that will be what, dear students? So we will get a plus b by 2 minus square root of a into b. That we can write, 1 by 2 into a plus b minus 2 into square root of a into b, 2 into square root of a into b. Correct? Now that is equal to what we can write, dear students? So this is equal to 1 by 2 into a, we can write square root of a complete whole square plus b, that is square root of b complete whole square minus 2 into square root of a into square root of b. Correct? So now if we look at this, dear students, so that is nothing but square root of a minus square root of b whole square. So that is equal to what, dear students? So this is equal to 1 by 2 into square root of a minus square root of b complete whole square. So now what we see, that square root of a minus square root of b whole square, that should be always positive, greater than equal to 0. Okay? Maximum a and b can be equal at that time square root of a minus square root of b will be 0 and its square will also be 0. But otherwise it will be always greater than 0. So what we can write? That means we can write the value of 1 by 2 into square root of a minus square root of b whole square is greater than equal to 0. So what we see, dear students? We see that arithmetic mean minus geometric mean is greater than equal to 0. That means what, dear students? That means arithmetic mean is always greater than equal to geometric mean. Remember this thing, very important observation, that between any two numbers the arithmetic mean is greater than equal to geometric mean. Based on that understanding, there are many questions, many numerical questions are where you need to apply this concept, and also in linear inequalities we will see that we need to use these properties, that arithmetic mean is greater than equal to geometric mean. Okay, so those properties you need to use to solve those questions. So now, dear students, so let us solve one questions together. Okay, so let me write down the question here. So let me write down the question from the notebook. So question here is that if AM and GM of two positive numbers, so let me write it down here. If AM, that is arithmetic mean, and GM, that is geometric mean, of two positive numbers, of two positive numbers A and B, A and B are 10 and 8, are 10 and 8 respectively. Find the numbers. Respectively, find the numbers. That means what, dear students? We need to find the value of A and B. Okay. So how we can find it out? So according to the question, the arithmetic mean between A and B is 10. That means what? A plus B is equal to 10. Sorry, A plus B divided by 2 is equal to 10. Correct? And geometric mean is 8. That means square root of A into B, that is equal to 8. Correct, dear students? So from these two information, we need to find the value of A and B. Let's see how we can do this thing. So as we know that A plus B by 2 is equal to 10, that means A plus B is equal to 20. So let us give this as equation number 1. Now, dear students, we need to find the value of the expression A minus B. So what we can write, that A minus B, so let me write it here. So I am going to write it here, dear students, that A minus B whole square, A minus B whole square, that is equal to A plus B whole square minus 4 into A into B. Correct? So that implies what, dear students? So from here we get that A minus B whole square, that is equal to A plus B whole square is what? 20 whole square, that is 400, minus 4 into A into B. 4 into A into B means what? A into B is equal to what? 64. So from here what we get? A into B is equal to 64. Correct? So 400 minus 4 into 64. Correct? So from here what we get, dear students? That A minus B whole square, that is equal to 400 minus 256. So that implies what, dear students? So from here we get that A minus B whole square is equal to 144. So from here what we can write is that A minus B whole square is equal to 12 whole square. Correct, no, dear students? So from here what we get, dear students? That A minus B is equal to plus minus 12. Correct? So now this we give an equation number 2. Now A plus B is equal to 20 and A minus B is equal to plus minus 12. From there we can find the value of A and B. How? Let me use a different color. So we take that A plus B is equal to 20 and we take the value of A minus B is equal to 12. Then what we are going to get? Let's add both the sides. What we get? 2A is equal to 32. Correct? That implies what? That implies we get the value of A as 16. And the moment we get the value of A 16 and apply the value A here, so if we apply the value of A equal to 16 here, what we are going to get? We are going to get the value of B as 4. 20 minus 16, that is equal to 4. Now we take the value of A plus B is equal to, so let me use a different color. Okay, we take the value of A plus B, that is equal to 20, and the value of A minus B as minus 12, because A minus B could be either plus 12 or minus 12. Now let's take minus 12. So then what we are going to do, dear students? So we add, then what we get in the left hand side is 2A and right hand side is 20 minus 12, that is 8. So from here what we get, the value of A, that is equal to 4. Now dear students, that if we apply the value of A equal to 4 here, so if we apply the value equal to 4 here, we get the value of b is equal to 20 minus 4, that is 16. So dear students, so what are the values we are getting? We are getting the values of a as 16, comma 4, b is 4, or we can write like this, that the value of a is 4, and b is 16, 4 comma 16, that also you can say. So with this, let me conclude the session here, dear students. So please log on to konarclasses.com, appear for DPP for daily practice problem, followed by appear for PT practice test, followed by appear for UT, that is unit test, followed by appear for MDT, that is module test, and finally appear for MT, that is mock test, and your preparation will be rock solid. With this note, let me conclude the session, and in the next session we will continue some other topic. Bye bye.